You hear her?
Yes, I can.
Great. Okay.
Great.
Sydney, hello. And Amanda, hello. How are you?
So many friends, so little time.
I know.
So excited.
How do you feel? I want to talk to, obviously, our guest who's literally physically right next to us. And maybe, I don't know if she's nervous or not. We'll have to ask her. But how do you feel about seeing us together in person? Because I guess
So
I
great.
didn't. Do you feel good about it? Okay. Because I was like,
No,
what if
I'm
this is
very-
unlocking,
Yeah, I'm staunchly uncomfortable, very
Yeah.
insecure.
Great.
I'm not sure
Okay.
where I stand on this podcast.
Sure.
Like, do
yeah.
I even matter?
Well, I'm starting a podcast with AI. I was reminded about that during one of our recent listens. I was like, oh yeah, we did say that we were going to do that.
A Dancing with the Stars podcast, which you also subsequently could start with Sydney.
We both might. Maybe we go through all the seasons together. That'd be a long pod.
It would.
That would be a lot.
Yeah. Do you want to edit it?
Edit it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, thanks.
Yeah. I just think it's all good. I guess we should also
What?
introduce our guest, Sydney. Seamstress Sydney Sharon.
Welcome.
Special guest. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
This is going to be interesting. Did you, Amanda co-host, did you look at your husband when he was a guest at all, or did you look forward?
A couple of times, especially because I was, would try to set him up to tell a story, and he,
Sure.
so then I had to turn and be like, tell them and will it out of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Because I just had a moment of what if I don't look at Sydney in the eyes? But I
That'd
think
be
I can
great.
do this. I think I can look both ways and it'll be fine. But Sydney, Seamstress Sharon, best friend Sharon, we've talked about you a lot on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I hope really I had a good, I don't know, not send off. What's that word that means you feel good when it finally comes back around to you? Not cathartic, but there's a word I'm thinking of that I hope our listeners feel. That
Consensus?
No. But you know what I mean?
No.
We're inching towards it. But I
Sure.
hope that our listeners are this just feels really right because you've been mentioned so often on the pod. Perhaps not as often as Sister Amber or brother-in-law Sean or husband Sean. But I feel like you're... No,
Right.
but I think you're right there, which is kind of wild.
That's crazy.
So Sydney, thank you for joining us today. We'll
You
call
look
you
marvelous.
Sydney. I know. She looks so good on Fashion Day, of
Man.
course. With her
course.
swooshy hair. But we wanted to have you on the pod because you and I are best friends, and then also Amanda and you are very, very good friends as well. I'm going to throw best in the mix because it's a tier. Best friends is a tier. We don't have to confirm or deny that, but we're all really good friends, and you are famously a seamstress, mother of 2, about to be 3. Shocking.
Oh, are we revealing that on the podcast?
I know, I'm like,
So
should
I
we
know no
reveal that?
announcements, but a lot of people know, so it's good.
That's a great point.
It's
I
a
just
little hard to hide.
Yeah. We're
Yeah,
not. Yeah, that's true. We're not
Okay.
live, but it did feel like. I'm sorry, I just added you on national television.
Whoa.
Listener Sydney and I have been watching Dancing with the Stars. Famously together as well. So we do think everything's live in this live TV. But to open up, we want to ask you. Number one, we wanted to tell you thank you first. So thank you.
Oh man,
Yeah,
thank you
seriously,
guys.
thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm so excited, and I definitely am a little nervous.
Great.
But you guys are 2 of my best friends, so I think it'll.
She said best.
We get to talking. It'll be good.
Absolutely no. I think that makes total sense. What is your relationship to the podcast?
Oh yeah. Okay, I listened to the first bit of Husband Sean's episode.
Okay. Yes.
I'm 2 episodes behind, but I listen every time, within the week that you come out with a new episode.
Okay.
But I listened to part of his because I was like, what are they going to ask me? How did he come? He did great, by the way.
I know. He did a really good job.
I didn't listen to all of it yet, but yeah. So I'm 2 episodes behind.
And, the episodes
It's a lot of
are
great
so
stories.
long. Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited.
a lot of great
Yeah,
stories. And I'm
yeah.
also like, if you
But
thought
what's
this
for
was
what's to
challenging to get all of them in, yeah. Okay, so you've been pretty much a day one listener. That's
Yes.
great. We love to hear it. But also our next question that we thought we might start to ask our guests is, what is your relationship to friendship in general?
Whoa.
I know we haven't asked any guests that, so you couldn't have prepped that.
Oh, man. I did my best. Oh, man.
Do you feel like you grew up with, really solid friends? Is friends all like, has friendship been something you really sought for a long time? Did you feel like?
Yeah, I feel like I have a good, small group of friends that I've had for a really long time, like since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do prioritize friendships and all the life changes and the moves and stuff. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Because I don't know that everyone necessarily like thinks about friendship in perhaps the same way, obviously, that me and Amanda do, or me and Amanda have. But I think that friendship is like, obviously, we think it's super important. We start a pod together.
Yeah.
But I can attest that, Sydney, even when you moved, you've been in a few different, well, not different states, because I guess you were in Tennessee and Memphis, but Memphis is like a different state than Nashville.
Yeah.
And you actively made time for me and many, many of your other friends.
Yeah, I feel like Zach and I
stuff.
are always like hosting or, having people over, just trying to.
Yeah.
It's getting harder the more kids we
Sure.
add, but as it should be. I think it all balances out though.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda, we've not talked to you at all, but how are you doing? What's going on in your world?
Great. Well, I was just going to jump off of, like, I don't even think Sydney and I became friends until late into our adulthood. Like, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, in the
'cause
last
I
couple
knew of
years. Yeah.
Right.
It's fine.
We got really close when we both had breech babies.
Yes, when we had babies at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, really, our friendship is one, which is just kind of an interesting new stair step of, like, relationships that you hit. Where, you don't have the long torrid history together and things, but just a few major things can keep you, like, tied together. And, you and I share a lot of passions. And it's so funny because I was thinking about it. And I'm like, you and Amy are so similar on so many interests.
Yes.
Which is funny because I don't necessarily have those interests.
No.
And yet...
I love it.
And yet, I have two, like, very different relationships with each one of you, but, like, here we are in this trial. Like, it's so funny. I was thinking about that today.
That's
like,
such a good point, man. This is why she makes the big bucks. No, that totally makes sense. Because, you guys have the, like, motherhood and birth story. You both love...
We
listeners,
love
they both
It's going to be hard not to talk about that today.
We love it. We love birth.
Story.
So much.
Absolutely. And I famously am pretty afraid of birth, I would say.
Functionally opposed.
Yeah. There's also listeners, just so, and Amanda, so you're aware as well, we just got a ladybug that is taken over the studio. So that's happening as well. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's going to be fine. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. That is interesting. I think that you and I, Amanda and I, have such little... like technical interests that are in common. Right. And then me and Sydney, though, we were not besties for the we didn't start out that way. We weren't enemies, but
we hated each other.
Yeah, I was like, I bullied her. Lovers, she's like, what? I know, I'm like, this would be such a tough time for you to reveal I did bully you. Wouldn't that be awful?
Whoa.
Yikers Island. That'd be so sad.
And then we lost half of our listenership right then and there.
I would, I'd be like, and then you can start a rival podcast.
Oh, that would, we could do that.
We have an old name for you. It's called I'm Not Mad About It. That's interesting. So Sydney and I became good friends after you married Zach.
Yes, who you were friends with before.
Yeah, so that's kind of wild.
She attended our wedding like, Zach's getting married to this girl. She seems nice.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that history.
Yeah. So at her wedding, you look stunning, but didn't know you super well. Now, my little brother Sean, famously knew you because are we 2 years apart?
3.
Okay, cool. So Sydney is 3 years younger than I am. Amy's the one that's speaking, and because of that, like, we weren't in the same dorm and stuff at camps because we always went to the same camp, unlike Amanda and I, but because we were only 2, years or 3 years apart, it was enough of a gap that I'm like, I don't talk to those people. But it wasn't like I'm too cool.
So.
I don't know that it was necessarily that. It was I'm too cool when it came to little brother Sean's friends. Hello.
Well, he's my age, so right?
Exactly. Yeah. So then,
in,
unfortunately. Yeah, you were probably looped into, like, who knows what's going on with little brother Sean's friends. I don't even know, which is weird because I always hung out with my older siblings friends. So I don't know why we didn't extend the same love to little brother Sean, because we were.
We'll find out when he's on the pod and how he felt left out and just a whole
totally. That's going to be the big reveal that we did bully him though, for sure. I mean, I can think of so many examples. Anyway, so yeah, interestingly, so y'all's friendship is still budding. It's still relatively fresh. I mean, years now, but but then and Sydney and Mize is. I mean, now we've been good friends for a long time, but because how long have you been married?
Almost 10 years.
What is time? May. Isn't that wild?
I don't know.
That is wild. Wow.
I was a baby when we got married, but still, it's a long time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. Well, sure. Yeah. So, so listeners, that's kind of our history. But before we do that, I think we should open the podcast by saying a little something called, welcome, I'm not mad about it. I'm Amy.
I'm Amanda.
And we're
not mad.
Ever
still a little mad about it.
We're still a little frustrated about it. A single teacher who works too hard, and her best friend's got 4 kids in the yard. Yeah, the mama loves her curves away, and her best friend just loves Tanqueray. No, yeah, I'm not mad about it. And I'm not mad about it. So, welcome. Today we are talking about fashion. And I thought of a title for our episode potentially. Oh, I just actually, now that you said that, Amanda, I makes me think we have a different title that's probably better that you're thinking of.
No,
the one I thought of is there was this Jimmy Kimmel skit thing where I think it's one of his Live Witness News. Maybe, you know what I'm talking about? Where he would go through and talk about, the Oscars that haven't happened yet. They're a couple days out. And can you believe so-and-so won? And people were very passionate about something that they don't know anything about. Anyway, one of the things was Fashion Week. And so it was showing pictures of not real high fashion to people. And they were like, do you really think this should be considered couture and blah blah blah, and the people were passionately defending it, even though it was in fact all silly. So one of the models just had a giant, obviously it was not real, but they didn't know that, had a giant watermelon for a head and was walking down the runway, and they were like, can you believe this, blah blah blah, and then the guy was like, it's called fashion, look it up. And I thought that would be a good title.
That's pretty good. I like it.
And then it's later revealed that that's not true, that wasn't real.
Sure.
So that's an idea.
Like
what were you thinking of? I mean, I know what you were, but
fashion.
Yes, the Gilmore Guys podcast famously talk about every episode of Gilmore Girls, and then they have a segment about fashion. And so I have actually my Pinterest board for fashion that's called Fashion. It's a very long name. Either one, I'm good with either one. But
me too.
Yeah,
probably your first will draw in more listeners. The second option is insulary at best.
Yeah, but maybe Kevin T. Porter will finally listen to one of our episodes.
That's true. This could be the gateway.
Well, it's only a matter of time. Okay, but we wanted to have Sydney on for this because we love her. But also, I think you're kind of a fashion expert.
Wow.
Out of the three of us, for sure.
I think of the three of us, you probably know more about basic fashion stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because also, you're a seamstress, so you sew clothing.
I have so many questions about the seamstress.
Yeah. Yeah, when did that... I guess we should go through each of us. We will start with our guest. I think that's only right. Don't you think? Or she's like, please start somewhere else.
Okay.
But with, what is your, core... not necessarily first memories with fashion, but what is your earliest relationship with fashion? Where did it start? And then we'll get into how it's going and blah, blah, blah. But do you feel comfortable going first?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this.
Okay, great.
Question
okay, this is one that
for a while
you thought would come and not
maybe,
random.
Yeah. Okay, so the first memory I could think of actually caring about fashion, I can't place an age, but my mom would put on a bunch of old movies like Mary Poppins and My Fair Lady, and I remember watching My Fair Lady.
Yes.
And all of her dresses and clothes and the costume designs, even the men. Yeah. I remember my first time paying attention to that.
Yeah.
And then just falling in love with Audrey Hepburn.
Of course.
She's amazing.
Icon.
And everything she wore was really simple and classic, the black pedal pushers with the striped boat neck top. And
Did
kind
you hear
of
that jargon?
Kind of a mix of that. So like since then, like young teenager,
Okay.
maybe not 12, maybe like 14. Always tried to go for those kind of classic pieces,
Like motifs
simple, and build off of that. But I mean,
Okay.
I was not always successful. I was into like scene emo stuff when I was a teenager.
I was going to say,
so
she was alternative.
that really messed.
Which is,
you know,
always endlessly fascinating to me. I'm like, really? That's so hardcore.
dark past.
Okay, so when did you start sewing?
Oh, sewing! I started sewing, I think around 12 or 13.
Okay.
My mom started teaching me first.
Okay.
So we did a pillowcase and like simple PJ bottoms out of flannel fabric. And then I wanted to make a prom dress, and that's where my grandmother came in.
Yeah.
And she knows how to do, like, she made wedding dresses and bridesmaid dresses, and she's truly an amazing seamstress.
Yeah.
And she taught me everything I know about, like, custom fitting and, I mean, just all the ins and outs and technical techniques. That's not a thing. Technical
techniques, sure.
Technical
I
techniques
never
of
found the
sewing.
word I wanted for our listeners to hear you speak
gonna
either,
come.
so it
It's
will,
gonna come.
yeah. And it's not nostalgic either. We're getting maybe farther away, but okay. So that makes sense to me. So, and your answer, Amanda, totally tracks for her first exposure to that. I'm like, of course, your number one just first instinct is Audrey Hepburn. I'm like, well, that makes sense. That's
Sure.
such a classy, cool answer. That's like, I
Yeah.
feel like, because we didn't even talk about necessarily like style, which we can get into, but like style
yeah.
influencers and that kind of stuff too. Of like, okay,
That
do you
was
have
a question I had for you guys.
Yeah, okay, like what
Well-
is our style North Star?
Yeah.
I have a question for Sydney. So obviously, you have the family history of the seamstress grandmother. So was the drive to like learn more beyond the pajama pants? Was it like just like this challenge you wanted to tackle, or was it rooted in like you couldn't find clothes that you liked, or like what, like was it a creative outlet? Like what was the driving force behind like, okay, yeah, I can sew, to jumping and making your own clothes, you know?
Yeah, I love the fact that if you can sew, you can make like anything possible. So it's mainly like, it did start with prom dresses, and I still love to do like special projects. And I like to, even if I'm copying like an image I see on Pinterest or a designer I like to make it my own, because you can't find that in the store if you make it yourself. Like no one else is
Yeah.
going to have that, and that's really
Okay, so the
special and unique.
exclusivity of it was like really
Yeah.
appealing to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I asked Granny to help me, that was like, okay, I want to make this, and I want to make it high quality, and you know, although as a teenager I wasn't worried so much about quality as uniqueness, you know.
Yeah. Well,
So
you
what
were
did that
kind of
first-
emo, so that meant you were really cool and you wanted to be very unique.
Exactly. So
wanted
that
to
was
be
my
cool.
like, okay, emo prom dress. How are these two meeting?
Ooh.
What are we looking at? Describe.
Yes, I
If you
remember
will.
my first, so I used an 80s bridesmaid dress pattern.
Okay,
It was a sweetheart neckline, hot pink,
Great.
with
Oh.
black lace overlay.
Of course.
And of course I made the lace gloves. Ugh.
Oh, and how old were you?
I think I was 13. That was,
oh, bless.
yeah, that was my 13. I wish I had a picture of it.
When you
Yes.
enter a room in something like that, you don't enter, you emerge into the space.
I don't
It's
know
like,
about
and
that.
then she emerged.
I
Right,
don't know
and-
if I had the confidence to match the,
Oh.
I made
Did any of us? That's so. Did you feel self? That's the next question. Did you feel self-conscious because you made it?
I don't remember.
Or
I'm
confident.
just curious. Or confident? Yeah. Was it more like, hey, I made this. Like I'm going in. I look good. I know I look good. Or was it just like, maybe it was just overall? I'm like, I'm 12. Ah, you know?
I think it was more that, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the trend of the duct tape dresses? You guys, it might have. Okay, good. Because I'm a little bit older than you are, and Amy. So I'm like, ooh, I might have just
Say
like.
more.
Okay, great. Well, so first of all, a little piece of history.
Okay.
The town I grew up in is the world headquarters for Duckco, the duct tape factory. Literally is in the town I live in. So I didn't know for a while, like, I'm like, is this very, like, Avon-esque? Only people in Avon, because there's a duct tape festival. It's very, like, niche. But no, there was, like, a thing where, yeah, like, you know, you make the duct tape wallets, and then, yeah, there were, like, some girls, and even, I think, one, if not two of, like, the girls at our church prom made duct tape dresses, and it's, you know, like, it would be very, like, straight neckline, and then kind of, not ball gown, but, like, A-line, that we're calling it. But, yeah, you would layer duct tape sticky side on both sides, right? And
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they're made. No, I don't understand.
I don't think I ever did that. I made, in this room, actually, I have a mannequin that I made of my body. So, like, I had, you know, some kind of, like, oversized shirt, I think, on, and then I duct taped around my body, because I'd seen that on Pinterest. So then it, like, it conforms just truly to your body, and then you, like, cut yourself out, basically, and then put it back together. Does that make sense?
It does,
and then you stuff it or whatever. And so I have that, which never really worked the way that I envisioned that it would. It never did what we hoped. But that's the only, like, experience I have with the duct tape phenomenon. That would have been really hard to make the dress form. You know.
I don't understand, like, do you use a pattern? Because that's one thing about me, like, I can't riff it. I gotta use a pattern.
That is wild to me. She is a pattern girl. You're like the Emmett in the Lego movie.
Oh, yeah, I gotta...
She has to have instructions.
So
and I'm
like,
let's just put it together.
That, or...
Yes.
Okay.
I'm scared to try it. That's one of my goals for the next foreseeable future, is, like, learning how to draft my own patterns.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm working on something now. There's no pattern for it, but I really, really want it. So I'm going to try to mix a few patterns that I have. But I should just... It's not that complicated. Like, it's a blouse. But I'm scared to do it.
See, I have no doubts that she can do that, because I've done a teensy tiny little bit of that, and it's like, oh, it's fine. Like, it ends up being fine. And I know way less than her based on experience. And,
so for the layman,
I mean, truly.
In the room.
Yes. Okay.
A pattern.
That's her.
Yeah. A pattern is...
Okay, yeah.
Instructions? Or, like, what exactly is a pattern?
I'm going to let Sydney answer this one, because she can answer it more eloquently.
Okay, hopefully.
Yeah.
So when you buy a sewing pattern, it comes with, like, the pieces you need to cut. So it comes with pieces that you cut out of fabric and sew together to make. So, like, the sleeve is going to be one piece, and it's going to be a certain shape, and it's going to fit the arm opening, the armhole opening of the bodice perfectly.
But it's like twice as long as what you would think, because it needs to fold over.
Yeah.
So sometimes the fabric will be like
ordering a pattern per size? Like, so how does that work? Or is it like the pattern's open-ended to cater to the size of blouse you would want? Or you're ordering the size small pattern for the blouse? You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they have a range of sizes. So if you buy a paper pattern from, like, Simplicity or McCall's, it's going to have like a maybe 6 size range. I've been buying from a lot of online indie pattern makers who they have a size from like 0 to 34 or something. They have like really inclusive. So you usually get multiple sizes.
If you like thrift a pattern somewhere, if you're like, I'm at Goodwill or something, and you find a pattern, because people don't necessarily know what this is anymore, right? Because it's very uncommon, and fabric is actually quite expensive now, so it's becoming more of a novelty versus cost effective anymore to make your own garments. But unfortunately, and without Joann's, that was our one link to reality. R.I.P. But yeah, so if you imagine maybe, I don't know if this is helpful or not, so this could be not. But imagine a cube, so that 3D shape. All right, you got that in your head? Great. So if you made that into a flat piece of paper, what would that look like? It would be like a plus sign, except one needs to be double, right? So you'd have like 6 little squares. Does that make sense? Can you picture that?
Okay.
So imagine that's basically what a pattern is. It's all just kind of flattening everybody out. And yet, it's also like, you don't have to go that big, because you can fold over your pattern or your fabric as well. So if you fold it in half, then if I'm cutting out that shape, I'm actually cutting out 2 of that shape. You know what I'm saying? So then it's going to be the exact same size as the other sleeve or whatever, or this blah blah. And then it also comes with instructions. So it'll be like, with right sides together, blah, blah, blah. And so I actually learned from my grandmother as well how to sew. I got a sewing machine, I think, when I was 14, 15, something like that. So grandma taught me as well. And so we would make stuff together. And
Do you remember the first thing you made?
I think it was a shirt. So many of the things that I made, I don't have anymore, which really bums me out. Yeah. But it would be, we'll get into like fashion things that are dated versus not. The fabric I was buying is tough to reconcile with. Because it's just like it would be a pastel blue with white polka dot.
Oh,
cotton.
Iconic.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, just so tough. And so it might look right, or technically it was done correctly, but then it was just like, I can't be wearing this. Like, where would I wear this? It was stuff like that. So then, yeah. So I unfortunately, I think it was a shirt was the first thing that I made, if I recall correctly. But yeah, I made a few dresses for dances and stuff like that, which I did feel really cool about. Like, oh man, like, I made this. This is so cool. But then it would also typically be for like a really like a big, not like a prom or like a big church dance or something. So then it's like you don't really wear it again. Yeah, and that's kind of a bummer too. You know, like obviously that's how really really formal events are. But so I feel like I didn't get a ton of use out of it. Whereas the stuff I make now, I want it to be stuff that I like really wear, and I'm learning that a lot from Sydney. Actually.
You're pouring so much time into it.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah,
dresses. Sydney, did you make your wedding dress?
I kind of reconstructed it. I got a dress from Goodwill for $30. It was long, poofy sleeves, and I made the train and the veil and took off the sleeves. So it wasn't like completely homemade, but I made it what I wanted, you know.
Yeah.
Which is still special.
I
kind of wish I had tried to make it from scratch. That would have been cool. But I was also in college, so.
I was just saying, and you were planning a wedding that requires and probably moving and all this stuff. Yeah.
Sydney also famously went to art school as well, so that's yet another thing that we have in common. So she had has a 4-year bachelor's degree in art too, so we can get real in the weeds about some art stuff, which we love. Amanda, what is your relationship to fashion? Did you tell us your origin story with that? I don't think
no. Well, I feel like almost our fashion sewing are like two different conversations.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'll start with sewing. And husband Sean is gonna not like this, but sewing is one of those things where I put myself in the box of, no. Like,
great.
I tell myself that I'm not capable. I know I am capable because I've learned a lot of stuff, but I don't want to. I want to live in the box of like, no. So, I mean, like if a button comes off, he puts it back on. Like if there's a tear, like he does it. And it literally, because his grandmother is seamstress extraordinaire, and she actually reconstructed my wedding dress. And I had bought my wedding dress, and it was literally like 6 sizes too big by the time husband Sean and I were getting ready to get married. And you know, like it had the bodice was like the layered, like tapered, I don't know what you would call that, where it's like layered and it's sweetheart neckline, so they're coming together, lines are going this way, lines are going this. Anyways, she was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, and I'm like, Grandma, I trust you. And then she calls me over and she's like, okay, I did a very, 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 very rough pin. I just want you to try it on to see like how far off I am. Did you know she didn't fix a single thing and she sewed it?
Wow. Without fitting it?
Yes.
Only one fitting.
Yes. And like that's fully, insane. She gutted the thing down to absolute layers and like took out truly like 6 or 8 inches. Like it was insane. And she nailed it, knocked it out of the park. And I'm like, I will never forget that, because I'm just like, of course. And she's so like, no, don't judge me. This is so rough. You know, like just, this is, you know, I'm just, you know, and then it was like,
she's like, I only have 50 years worth of experience in this.
Literally,
so
yes.
Just shooting in the dark. You're like,
yeah. So he has that background. And so, of course, he has a little more knowledge. No sewing happened in my house. My mother's best friend is a seamstress. She's still alive, but was a seamstress. So anything that broke, we just sent it to Barb, who lived up the street. And Barb had an embroidery machine and like all this stuff. So like, she's so great, and she's a wedding planner. She planned my wedding, guys. She's the best.
Did she marry Matthew McConaughey?
Oh, I love that movie.
The brown ones, because they have less.
Right.
color.
Yes. He was onto something even back then.
He was also engaged, I think, so that was a tough one. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So
It's fine.
In my brain, sewing is just something you pass on to someone else, which I guess is just like a product of my upbringing. Again, I'm a very capable human who's learned a lot of things that I had zero exposure to, but for some reason, I like living in the box of like, no,
thank you.
Yeah,
I want to hear your origin story of fashion, but I get that in the deep level because you're not going to like this. I feel that way about baking.
Sure.
I'm like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm fine with not really understanding the chemistry of it. I like to learn more about it, but I would rather pay a local baker who's very good at baking, or my mom. Yeah, she's really into sourdough right now. I love that for her.
Oh, great! And
I know. I can't wait for you to talk to her. Anyway, okay. Origins with fashion.
So
go
again. Take it back to childhood. I had older brothers, so and
bummer.
Not to say this. Yeah, everyone just like let that wash over you.
I didn't even think about that. Imagine growing up with basically the older brother-in-law Sean boys. We can't out them. No one knows who we're talking about. Edit.
Well, and then I don't say this to be like, it's not just a phrase, but like I literally was raised in a barn.
Okay.
Truly, we spent every day at a horse barn, especially before I went into school. So fashion, 98% of the time, I literally just wore my brother's hand-me-downs. Truly.
Mm-hmm. Like utilitarian. Is that the word?
Yes. No, so like there's pictures of me and it's like, cool Western dude is literally what my shirt says.
Love that.
But you were a horse girly, so it was kind of worse.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, but then on the flip side, then my mom, always had her acrylic nails on, always red lipstick, hair done. So then comes Sabbath or Saturday, total opposite, like the saddle shoes and the big fluffy 90s dresses and all that stuff. So it was like, but fashion for me, so yeah, I just kind of had like a bum mentality for a really long time. And then
I don't know why it's so funny to me.
I feel like fashion is also tied, of course, to body image. So I just never took on the like moniker of like being into fashion, because fashion didn't necessarily work for my body in comparison to a lot of my peers, is what it felt like. Once again, that's like kind of my own narrative, like self-inflicted narrative. But yeah, so even to this day, I'm like, I don't. So like when we talked about having Sydney on, I was like, this will be great because like I'm gonna learn and like I won't have a lot to add necessarily.
Well, you're going to be all about the trends, and you're going to bring us, I'm sure, a lot of nice memories from things of the past.
Yeah.
That is so interesting, and again, it's just so funny because, like, I don't know, we all know our own experience, right, and like how we grew up, and I know intellectually that not everyone had that experience, but I also am like, oh yeah, like we weren't all tall and skinny growing up.
Like, or like, were you guys obsessed? Like, because we didn't really talk about fashion. Like, you guys kind of touched on sewing and creating clothes, but like, what was your? So Sydney kind of mentioned being in love with the costume, like fascinated and enchanted by that.
It seemed like you had a certain era that you kind of latched onto rather young age.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like anything vintage clothing, but I didn't really consciously care about specific designers or anything.
I don't think I would have known designers, except for me it always goes back to TV.
Oh yeah.
There were summers that I would watch the full marathons of Project Runway.
Oh, I thought you were going to say America's Next Top Model.
Me too.
Both. Absolutely both. Tyra, all the way. But the Project Runway was more like, I don't even know what this is, but I loved the idea of like the artistry of it, and it was intense and it was dramatic because it was a reality show or whatever, and people were being eliminated, so I loved it. And then America's Next Top Model, I don't know how much fashion was really involved in that, because that was more about the like modeling and like photography.
Yes, I loved
remember
the photo shoots. I loved the pictures where you're like, what? That's how it turned out?
That's where it came out. But then anytime they would go for like a casting call or anything, they would always tell them to wear like a plain white, like...
Or black t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, like white little t-shirt or cut off or something, and jeans, like very basic, like not even cute jeans, and it always really threw me for a loop. And then they always shave someone's head. So I don't know that, for me, and they would iconically get eliminated the next week, always. But that was on America's Next. So I don't know that America's Next Top Model, like, informed my fashion sense all that much, but I definitely think Project Runway did, because I was like, whoa, you could wear, like, what you wear could be like art. But we didn't have, like, quote unquote money growing up. So, like, the access to clothes I had was absolutely enough and wonderful, and way more than enough, by the way, of, like, what mom and dad did was incredible. So it's not a complaint. It's just, I remember feeling like I want to express myself in this way, whatever that meant at the time or whatever, but feeling like, oh, I can't afford that because I'm wearing, like, my big sister's hand-me-downs, or, like, church culture was also very, like, you shared a bunch of clothes and whatever. If we got clothes from, we'll talk about our style icons later, but some of the older girls at church, oh, man, I had a few families that I was like, if anything they thought they might like for a second, I needed to get my hands on that, because I just thought they had such cool style. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like TV was a part of it. Disney Channel was a big deal because, your girl loved cable shows. And so younger days, there'd be, like, the really giant flower headbands and stuff like that. I feel like anything that was going on in the Lizzie McGuire or That's So Raven.
Bandanas. Do you guys remember the half bandanas? I vividly remember my neighbor had a bandana headband. Okay, so it was structured on the headband, and it was a blue ocean with dolphins on the bandana. And I remember it would hang on her, like, vanity mirror, and I would go over there and put it on. And I'm like, this is the height of, like, who I could be. And you pulled those pieces of hair out right up the front, and I just, I was in a music video.
Oh, man. Oh, that's another great point. I think musical artists and stuff, too, because the little booklets that came with the CDs, like Britney Spears, for sure, or Jewel, like, those kind of people, I would just look through those and be like, which is why, I mean, I'm wearing a Taylor Swift shirt now, so it's just funny to think about now. Not much has changed. I'm still looking at, like, look at that outfit choice. That's so interesting. Oh, that relates to this song, Where were we going with that?
I don't know, but I do want to ask Sydney, did you watch Project Runway?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if
she probably wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I don't know if I was necessarily not allowed.
See, I didn't watch it. Like, I remember watching one episode and I was like, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
How funny.
Which is so funny because it's all the reasons Amy explained why she loved it was I was like, nah, man, I'm good.
I'm okay. That is so funny. Well, the show, there were definitely some wild characters, on the show that just...
some might say. That's
yes, like living just very different lives than,
so
the 11-year-old
as the parent perspective,
self.
I understand why.
That was probably it.
And I think it wasn't like my mom was like, I love that you watch this, but I think it was more that, like, it's the summer, and if we can get her outside for a couple hours, we're going to try, but homegirl does not like it out there. And I'm like, please don't make me go out there again. Like, I just hate it so much. Yeah, and so I'd be like, oh, look at that one, look at that outfit or whatever. But, what are early influences for you, Sid?
Like for fashion or sewing or both?
Fashion.
Okay. I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah. I wondered too. I was like, what's
okay, so you had brought up vintage. So then were you, like, on the opposite end of, like, especially think about our teenagehood years, like, were you anti-trend then? Like, you were, purposefully, like, seeking out...
That's such a good point. Yes.
Okay, so you're anti...
Right. My mom always talked about, like, preppy stuff, and I was like, oh, no, definitely don't like that.
Okay, so you didn't want the, like, collared, when you say preppy, like,
polos.
Polos, thank you.
Yeah, so I never wore those. I did, obviously wore the layered tank tops.
Of course.
We all did.
Yeah.
With the lace.
But did you wear chokers?
No, I wasn't allowed.
Did you wear
He's like, I just want to be a good little goth.
Because you're also emo, so I'm trying
emo, not goth. Not goth. Sorry, everyone, not goth. Emo.
Because Because, I'm trying to match, like, so then did you have, like, tight, like, graphic t-shirts or t-shirts that said anything? Or, like, how were you able to express this emo-ness amongst a conservative household? I'm curious.
Were you Lane Kim?
Question.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
It wasn't that
Girls. She's like
I had
changing
a lot of
her
freedom.
shirt. Well, and I'm asking you this as I'm like, you get to your, I don't mean this disrespectfully, just what it was. Like, you get to your co-op or whatever, and you're like taking off your band t-shirt or whatever, because it's not
my homeschool group.
Traditional school, and that's, we're all friends here. Everything's fine. Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, so tell us more. Take us into the mind of a young, sweet, impressionable baby Sydney. Because as you know, I wouldn't talk to you then.
No, I was too weird.
Well, we all were.
I loved, like, the stacked bracelets.
Okay.
Of course.
Like
the plastic ones.
Mm-hmm.
The, like...
Okay. Wild
and the
colors.
hairbands and...
Okay.
Like, just a mix.
Could you wear black nail polish?
No, not allowed.
Okay. Me neither.
I can't do it.
No,
Not
I've done it
today.
once and I'll never do it again.
I think it's fine, but I can't do it. Black graphic t-shirts with like neon stuff. I was able to shop at Hot Topic.
Whoa.
I know. And
it wasn't Spencer's though. There's a hierarchy there. Spencer's was like truly.
I was too scared to go in there. I went in once.
Yeah, it's
too
not
scary.
a vibe. Or
No.
it's not the vibe I want. Yeah. It is a vibe, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did shop at Hot Topic. Were you getting band shirts? Like,
a few band shirts. Lots of striped, like quarter sleeves.
okay.
Oh, yeah. The quarter
Black
sleeve.
skinny jeans. Mm-hmm.
That's a really great call out. Because
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that. Length is such a specific. She's still rocking it now. Uh-huh.
I still like it.
Great.
Audrey Hepburn wore a lot of these. It is so funny to be talking about this and being like, I was emo, but also Audrey Hepburn was my icon. And that was simultaneous.
Yeah.
Until I got to college, I think that's where I leaned in more to the vintage, like classic style, because I realized that emo, it was a specific look.
Yeah.
It
appealed to so many.
Weekday style was different than your weekend style? Like, were you wearing to church... Like, were you trying to incorporate that, or were you solely, like, Saturdays is more, like, when my, like, classical, can kind of come out?
I love a fit and flare, but really all dresses have always been on the table. Like, I just love dresses. I don't wear them daily. I've tried before. I want to try again after I'm done having babies to just wear dresses all the time because I love them, but, I don't think I ever... If I liked it, I wore it, Yeah. A lot of Goodwill shopping and... had lots of different styles.
Okay.
But as a teenager, you don't really know who you are or what you want.
You don't know
It's
everything.
a mix of a lot. No.
Well, even with friendship and stuff too, right? Like, it's all what's accessible to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
so true.
We would go back to school shopping. We would have that kind of stuff, but it was also like whatever was just at the mall.
Right.
Yeah.
And so even that was kind of like its own, whatever was trending at that time in our price range. Because like we weren't, I remember when I was young, a friend of ours, my mom listens to this, so she will get it. I wonder if she knows who I'm talking about. But one of our really good friends who we called their mom like Aunt so-and-so, their daughter would always have limited to shirts and outfits. And like we could, I don't even think during the feast we went there. Like I remember getting a couple like hand-me-down limited to TOO clothing, but it was just like, it was, and I had no idea what the price point looked like, but it was just that next step up that I'm like, ugh, those are so cute there, and that's like tween, or whatever. It's like really
Same.
young.
I remember it was its own store, and I was like, we can't even go in.
No, we never went in either. I don't even know that we like did a lap because it was just like, ha.
Because it
would be a lap to do a lap.
We were a Kohl's family. There was a Kohl's in our town, and like, so when you're saying what was in style and stuff, I remember, guys, there was a whole section, and it was like business. There was something. I had a pinstripe. Do you not remember?
Yes.
Oh, I hope someone in this audience remembers, because it was
when
a whole
you said
section.
Business, I was like, what? And then I definitely had a pinstripe vest.
Jacket, pencil skirt, or pants and a vest. Oh yes, and I had a couple of them. I had a black one. I had a pinstripe one, and like that was. I was like, remember being excited, like, oh, I can't wait to see. And they would have the like remember they would have the like dress shirt, like just the collar, like the fake, like sewn in.
That you unlocked such a core.
Yes,
I forgot about that. That's so wild to me because I'm like, why were we these little business ladies?
Like I remember being like 13, 14, like this. I'm like
I have a deadline for my project.
Yes.
My favorite camp dance outfit, winter camp. I was 12.
Okay.
It was like a little puff sleeve collared button down shirt, but the like black vest was sewn on.
Yes.
With these like chinos, black business pants. I was 12. I thought
some slacks.
I looked amazing.
Flats, right?
Yes.
You got that like
flats. Flats. Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
I looked great. Looked ready for work. 9 a.m.
I know. Working 9 to 5. Oh, man, that's such a good point. Well, because that was a different look, though, than my classmates were wearing. So I don't remember classmates wearing that.
That was
perhaps
like
they
Saturday
did.
wear.
But I feel like, it would be like Sabbath, like this is, because, I remember,
I wear it to school.
No, I would never. Well, even that's a good point, because I feel like my school friends wouldn't have necessarily saw me dress up, quote unquote, but I was more dressy in general than like everybody I grew up with, like that went to school with me, because unless they also went to church or something, maybe like obviously on a different day than we did, but like, I don't know. That's kind of interesting too.
Yeah,
I think
not a lot of my
like,
friends had church clothes, or like they would have a wedding or something. They would have to get something because like they didn't just have a closet full of options. And I'm like, what? Like I have like 4 pairs of church shoes, and like there were always options that is not the norm necessarily.
Yeah. So when do you feel like, maybe this is jumping ahead too much, so tell me if it is. Maybe we need to go to teenage stuff, but when did you start to coming to your own style-wise? Is that are we jumping ahead too far, or is there some in between?
Yeah, for me, probably, we could go to high school maybe next.
Okay,
or
cool.
just like,
let's go to high school. I just feel
like, so for me, I graduated in 2009, so I was a freshman in high school, 2004... 2005 to 2009.
Okay.
Low-rise jeans was the only option, okay?
Yeah.
And again, shopping at Kohl's. I wish I could shop at Hollister. I wish I could shop at Abercrombie or American Eagle, mostly out of my budget. Very rarely you would find some clearance items at American Eagle, a lot of polos, all the layered camis. But again, for me, it was like low-rise jeans are not flattering on my body. Just when high rise came, it was like, oh, I can actually like style my body now. So for me, jeans were like my worst nightmare. So I went the total opposite. And I think I haven't mentioned, I would wear jeans once a week on Jean Wednesday, very famously. Yeah. And the other 4 days I wore what we would call yoga pants.
Before your time.
Oh, yeah. And
but did they have the flare bottom, though?
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So cute.
And they had the...
I know. See, now that's, like, coming back.
I know. No, I've seen the Victoria's Secret, the pink, because I did have, like, I would wait for the, like, semi-annual sale at Victoria's Secret, and I would get all my pants. Well, because you could get the pink and the roll down, and then I remember when Old Navy started carrying their own.
Yeah. Sophie shorts. Side note.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I mostly wore black leggings, and then I had one pair of like the really large sweatpants that are just a sweatshirt on your legs, sort of, and it had a college on it, and it was like on the side. Because that was also the other thing. This is weird. Oh, this just unlocked a memory. There was this weird thing about wearing t-shirts from colleges that you've never visited. Yeah. There was this store near our house called Steve & Barry's. I don't know if that rings true for either one of you, but they would have like all the college t-shirts for like $15. So you would just wear leggings and a college t-shirt. Like, it doesn't make any sense, guys.
I mean, now though, people would do like a Harvard sweatshirt, even though you didn't go to Harvard.
Sure.
Like, people do that.
But yeah, this would be like a random university in Ohio, and you're like, oh, have you visited there? And you're like, no. And I don't plan on going there.
I wonder if it's like band shirts right now for my students. So many of them have like Nirvana shirts on. I'm like, sick. And they're like, huh? And I'm like, all right. Like, it's just,
like,
it's just popular to have. Oh, sorry. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay. Cool reference.
Okay, so that's me in high school.
I feel like, because that's taking me back even younger, though, because
Well, you have to remember, I'm a little bit older.
Well, you're a little bit country, I'm a little bit rock and roll. Yeah, I guess early on in high school, what was I doing? I don't know. I feel like I was pretty, like, not up to the... I was wearing what kind of everyone else was wearing, but maybe I didn't have the courage to be emo. Not that I wanted to be emo. I didn't want that aesthetic, but I do think I yearned for a slightly different aesthetic, but I felt like it was unobtainable or not possible for me, which doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of strange, but I think it was just like, this is just what I have to wear. Like, I feel like I remembered being, like, in high school, like, the people here at school, like, they don't know me. Like, they don't really know me. In part because I did dress up and looked like, I feel like, really good on like the Sabbath. And then at school, it felt like, not that I rolled in, because I was not actively trying to, you know, go grunge or go, what did you call yourself? Bum. I was like, homeless?
Yeah.
Homeless came to mind. Unhoused, excuse me. Yes. We're a politically correct podcast. But
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like even at the time, I was like, no, I think when I get some money, I'm gonna, like, completely redo everything that I wear. Is like how I felt. But then I started working at a, like, clothing store for a while, too.
The most preppy store.
But I would actively tell people, like, you don't want to get this. Like, not necessarily customers, but kind of. I'd be like, I really think, go on down. Again, Charlotte Russe, I thought, had some cute stuff. I was like, Goodwill, or like, I was like, go find some stuff at some thrift stores. You're not gonna, these graphic tees that say arrow, 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 arrow all over, and they're not cute. They got glitters forever. I don't think you want that. Like, I did get some things from the store. Right. I think I mentioned that on the jobs episode. But, like, the discount was so good that I would get the, like, fringe kind of crazy artsy pieces. And I would even buy, this sounds weird. Well, sure. But it was a nickel, so, I mean, I'm losing money if I don't. And I really was losing money. But, my paycheck went there and gas to get there. But, I would buy boys' shirts from there, because I thought they were cooler. Like, there'd be, like, a big oversized t-shirt that would have, like, a shark on it. And I'd be like, sick. I'll buy that. Like, I don't know. I think I was just like, I will be.
That? Were you wearing that to
I don't know.
school, or just like
Listen, I know this sounds
skinny jeans.
I was gonna say, I know it sounds bad, but I am tall and thin, so I don't know. I feel like it kind of worked. You know, in different. Not all the time though. I don't know. I still have. I think maybe I finally got rid of it. My sister Amber famously worked in the mall as well, like a children's store, not limited to, but at one of those. And at a children's store, I got, like, a boy shirt. It was, like, the largest size they had, because it had a bear on it. And I was like, this shirt's awesome. It was a white background. It just had a scary bear on it. And I was like, I love this. And it kind of was like a crop top, because it's, like, a big, wide shirt. And I was like, great. And I had that for years and years. Like, I just thought, this is great. So I think the weirder the better, and the more control I had, but not emo aesthetic. I never particularly. I had a couple items like I would never. No, that just wasn't my aesthetic. That actually, to alienate both people on the Zoom instead of me, I did not like a cowgirl aesthetic whatsoever. Absolutely not. Didn't care for Jessie. Her whole vibe in Toy Story. She was very nice, and I was just like, I don't care about this character.
I will say,
which is sad.
I was not Western.
Okay.
So I was around horses, but we were like the show hunter dressage. So again,
those are new words to me.
Well, think leggings and high boots. People wear those now. That's what I was wearing to horseback riding. Literally they're tight pants called breeches, and then I'm wearing boots up to my knees. But because that was not the style, I was so embarrassed and I felt so exposed. Like, if we would go to the grocery store after my riding lesson, I would have baggy sweatpants to put over what now are leggings and what I wear all the time. To put them over, because it felt so exposing that your legs could just be your legs, you know? So I was not Western, like plaid and jeans and boots in that way. I was very like preppy, like, ooh, I'm going to the polo field. That was more
wow.
aesthetic.
See, again, also nothing that I can relate to, which I love that about
Sure,
them.
of course,
So
no,
I'm really not in either camp. I was very like, you know what? I think I really thought I was a little fashionista, even though I didn't have access to what I envisioned that I wanted at the time, which who knows what that was. I remember very specific, I remember my first day of kindergarten outfit. I remember many very specific. I remember this little like jumper, like jean jumper thing that I had. I had a matching hat that like folded up.
Hats were such a big deal.
I know. I love that. So actually, yeah, I take it all back. I don't know if I said something contrary to this, but I was a little fashionista, and fashion was very important to me. But I think it was because I was like, everyone look at me. Sure. Yeah, everyone please look at me, and I'm an individual, and I'm really, really cool.
Well, and you had an older sister to model what was, and you guys are not that far enough in age where it's like, I mean, yeah, you both were working at the mall at the same time. You know, like, it's not like she was so far out of the realm of, you know. So I'm sure that had to play.
She's so cool. She don't care. Like, she is fashionable, and she's very, but she hates shopping. Like, hates shopping to this day. And so we would go shopping together growing up, and even to this day, if I said, like, Amber, do you want to go shopping? She'd be like, okay. She will hold one thing around the store for the whole time. And then at the very end, as I have a pile that I can't carry because everything I see is the coolest thing I've ever seen, she's like, actually, I am going to put this back in line. I'm like, oh. And so then I just somehow have, you know, yet again, no money. Like, we couldn't be more different in terms of style as well. Like, there's so many, like, we both respect one another's style, but she was so sporty and cool. She was a literal baller.
Sporty Spice, yeah.
Yeah, so she'd literally wear, like, boys' shorts, but then she was still, like, you know.
Cute. No, there were a few girls that were like, there were a few girls like that where it's like,
she was so pretty, but also just like, yeah.
Yes, there were a few of those.
I know. So we couldn't be more different in that sense as well. We were Mary Kate and Ashley, but I was Ashley, like the fashionable one, and then Mary Kate was the more like,
say no more.
I don't know, smart. I don't know. Who knows what Mary Kate did? I was Ashley. Who cared? Okay, what was your? Did we already talk about yours? No, so. Teenage. Did we get to teenage, Sydney?
Maybe it was like a mix of the
emo Hot Topic
and Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure. Okay. One of our listeners did mention that we really needed to talk about infinity scarves. Just throwing it out there. So if we need to just touch on it.
And I feel like
we should honor our listeners' request.
My 20s is, I feel like, when that fashion really came up with like the chevron print, the Express. I feel like that's when Express the store and Express the style exploded. Yeah. Which, again, this is coming from my perspective, but
that makes
graduated in 2009. So come 2010, 2011, my friends are actually like actively in college. I went to a community college, but you know, those first couple years after high school, you're trying to like stay friends with your friends from high school. And so like, I remember like going and visiting them on campus and stuff. Like, you go get dressed up and take pictures and whatever. And it very much was, like, blouses, again, like, you're kind of going to a business meeting sort of situation, but like, then also, yes, like the pencil skirt, the big eccentric accent necklace that you can never have enough of, and coral mint yellow, you know, had to have them. Chevron,
and again, you're just ahead of me, so I remember this, but I was in high school.
Sure, yeah.
So I knew that was a thing, but I couldn't buy it. Yeah, exactly.
And it would come with the matching earrings, and again, a bun, very similar to what I'm rocking now. Can't outgrow it. Hashtag the like ballet bun, all hair up. And that's when jeggings and high-waisted came in. That's right.
Okay. Man, that's so interesting.
I had all the colored. I remember I had a mint green.
Me too.
Oh. And I remember I tried on, I think it was a pair of like coral, and I just was like, I don't think I can do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I mostly went black, but I did get that one pair of mint, and that felt like, wow, I am the height of fashion.
Yeah. Well, so many bold colors there. And as we get to our like 20-somethings, I just had a revelation here. I'm a middle child, so I want to like show everyone that I'm a real person. I have interesting, unique ideas. Amanda's the youngest, but only boys before you. So it was just like kind of the Wild West in more ways than one. But
so many ways.
Sydney, you're the only one on the old call that was the oldest.
Yeah.
Sure,
So did
you're
you
paving
feel
the
like
way.
you had to pave the way? Yeah, like did you feel like did your little sister look to your fashion and was like, "This is fashion"?
I don't know. I don't think so. We're both so different. She has
Okay,
her
and how many
own-
years apart?
We're 5 years apart.
Okay,
So she
Yeah,
has
that's
her
enough of
own
a-
sense of fashion too that she's always had.
Yeah.
I love everything she wears.
I know. Yeah, she has. I think a very good fashion sense. as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was always very different.
Well, in 5
Sadly,
years is a tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But she wouldn't want the stuff that I was done with. You know, like it was just not her style.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't really a passing on. I had that thought of like, oh,
Yeah.
I wonder if like age order kind of had anything to do with that as well.
Now I want her clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, the old turntables.
I know how they turn. Okay. Cool. So. Okay. So.
Do you remember the
college,
first time you put like
Amanda.
skinny jeans on?
Not the first time, but I had so many. I had teal. I had some coral ones. I had some red ones.
Yeah.
Oh, red, of course.
Yes, because
Yeah.
the red and black, very edgy.
Absolutely. I never.
Very
I would
edgy.
never, but sure. Yeah. That's a good point. Well, and because I worked at a more preppy store, I feel like I would get items because I could afford them, but then I would pair it with something that I thought the way I think this may be totally just wrong, but I feel like the way I paired things was not the way the store intended. And that's what I wanted because I'm like,
Sure.
I'm cool, I'm different, blah, blah, blah. But I remember even being a camp counselor and like bringing just so many arrow clothes for like dances and stuff. It's like I have a million tops in every possible color. I have a million bottoms in every possible color. Everyone's kind of a little twig at camp. And so I'm like, hey,
Passing stuff out.
here's a
just
bunch of
left
stuff.
right.
And truly, like, so many of my campers, like, that dance that night or whatever, like, they would all be, like, head to toe, boom, 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 and, like, things that I had, like, you know, tailored and put together. And and a bunch of jewelry. I loved chunky jewelry and all the things. And so then I would just come, like, loaded down with
gallon
all of
Ziploc
this
bag.
stuff. Yes, of, like, here's all the different necklaces and all the different, like, really intense things that we can do, so...
Y'all remember owls?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Big thing everywhere
Big
on
thing.
everything.
They were.
See, and that's the thing. I remember, it's kind of like, people like it. I remember that was such a thing, but I don't think that was...
I know. I
trying to
never
think
felt
of
like
what
I was
I
cool
really-
enough to... Like, I liked other... Like, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But that was more like, like hipster? Is that what we were calling it?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the
indie
owl...
hipster.
Yeah, the indie hipster. I feel like
Yeah.
it crossed over into that camp. So I remember them
What I
everywhere,
wonder-
but I was like, I can't wear an owl necklace because I can't stand... Like, I'm like, I don't have the backing to like, wear
Yes.
that.
What year was... I would be really curious to know, what year was hipster becoming a thing? Because I'm thinking of the Taylor Swift song, like 22, right? She's like, dress up like hipsters, make fun of our
That's
exes.
right, yeah.
So I feel like she's referencing that at that time, but I don't know when. Do you know when Red came out?
I think...
Okay, sorry. I'm just curious if that can
Fact
kind of be like a
checker,
mile
can
marker.
Can you go ahead and look that up for us? Thanks.
That was 2012 is when Red came out. So she's
Okay.
referencing hipsters then. So that would have
Yeah,
tracked. Because I
same
graduated
time.
high school in 2011. And then I went to art school. Can you imagine? And I didn't really care for her then. Like, I wasn't listening to her. Isn't that insane? And
See,
she was
it's
talking
the-
about me. Because in 2012, I would have been in art school. Dressed up like hipsters, you know? The big, like, oversized beanie that was, like, falling
Yes.
off your head.
Kind of flop off the
I
back.
could never
Yeah.
pull that off.
I
So
had
cute, though.
some of
It
those,
is.
but they would be not like all neutral colors because that was the cool artist route. But I was wearing like, and now we're going to go for a bright plum and a bright pink and blah, blah, you know, the little boots, like booties, I think they were called, unfortunately,
yeah.
but that kind of mid-rise,
Low
like,
cut. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Ankle
those
boots.
kind of like
yes.
ankle boots, like faux suede and those kind of things. I really love those in wild colors as well.
Or what they call
I
them, like
do-
they were the Peter Pan boots too.
Oh,
Like that was
yeah.
one of the
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot of those, and I have very like abnormally small feet and quite narrow feet as well. So I wear like 7.5, and I'm like 5'11".
Yeah, for your height, it's pretty wild.
Wonder I'm walking around. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so with that too, the like cut of those shoes always felt like, yes, this like makes sense for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like shoes was a big thing that I came into fashion in my 20s. Was like, I didn't necessarily think, but that was when the wild colored shoes were in play. And so I was like, oh, I can have fun with that. Yeah, so like I had ballet flats and like all the colors, all the prints, cheetah, again, mint with like the cute little bow tie thing that's golds. But then I had a lot of high heels from ding, 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 Charlotte Russe. When you're talking about it.
Yeah.
I had electric blue, and I mean they were seriously like 4 inches tall, and they had it was a half, like it was an open toed ankle boot high heel, so let all those sink in. Okay, great. And so
no, we were there.
The zipper on the side, and the zipper was gold, and I loved those. I had zebra print high heels.
Okay,
the shoe was zebra print, but the heel was red. I had straight up like hot pink patent leather, like the Guess brand high heels. Again, 4 inches tall, and I'm not a short woman, but I was also accompanying my company with someone who's much taller than myself, so that helped. But and then I had like cagey black high heels. Again, none of these are really appropriate for church, but I wore them with my pencil skirt, and I just felt like powerful with all these shoe choices.
New York and Company.
Yellow. Oh, yes!
Loved New York and Company. Oh, man. I mean, that was the height of, like, I'm in college now. I can make my own fashion choices. Yeah, and I'm wearing a black pencil skirt and what I call my pepper pot shoes because they were the highest black heels I'd ever bought. But she had, I guess she had, like, red bottoms. Like, she had, like, whatever. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't even think about that. Okay. Well, that's great. Yeah, because I think Amanda's style, even, remember once I started, like, visiting you, I think that's why, I don't know if we talked about it.
You're like, who are you?
We have sense. Well, we have sense, but no, well, yeah, who are you? But in the sense of, like, aesthetic. Because I remember being like, oh, even down to home decor and that kind of stuff, too. Like, you would have, like, a little tray, I'm making this up, but it feels like it would go with what you had. Like, a little tray that would hold, like, your rings or something, and it would have like, it's painted like a soft pink, and it would have a gold rim around it. Does that make sense? And I'm making that up, but like it would be stuff like that was like this girly touch. Even that you went to like Victoria's Secret, like it's a very like girl thing to do. But I think growing up, because Amber was she wasn't tomboy-ish, because again, she was just cool. And she was still girly and feminine, all those things, obviously, too. But she just, like, wasn't about, like, let's go do our nails. Like, and my mom wasn't that way either. Like, I didn't get my nails done until I was in my mid-20s for the first time. And so, anyway, I just think that's interesting, too, of, like, because even hearing your really bold, like, heel choices and all that, I'm like, that would have been way outside of, even makeup. Like, I didn't really know about makeup or anything until maybe high school. No, and I've done a deep dive now just because I think it's, like, so fun and, like, ooh, all the girly stuff. And now I go get my nails done when I can afford it. And, you know, different things like that, but, and hair and all that stuff. But that came more later, again, as I had more, like, not freedom, but, you know, like, as I had more independence and more choice in that, I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. I really enjoy this. But, yeah. Well, what was art school Sydney like? Unless, were you going to say something?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Amanda.
Well, no, I was going to say, because if you're saying you've been married for 10 years, Sydney, like, we're talking about our 20s, but then you take on this new identity as a spouse. Like, how does that affect your fashion?
Great
Did
point.
It affect your fashion, or did you have
time
to establish stuff before you became a wife? Like,
no. Okay, so I think, like, email was out the window before we even started dating. I still liked more edgy or, you know, different, unique clothing. I think art school probably affected my fashion, definitely.
Yeah.
More than marriage did.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, because you were in Memphis in art, again, specific. Was the whole school an art school?
Yes, it was just an art-specific college. I graduated
because that's its own vibe than, like, an art department, I feel like, that I was a part of, you know?
Right. Yeah, I graduated with, like, 150 other people.
Okay.
It's very small.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not the right number, but it was very small.
Yeah.
I think that's when I started probably dressing more feminine and like Audrey Hepburn. I do remember wearing lots of like circle skirts and dresses to college.
Yeah.
Also,
I love
skinny
that.
jeans that were high rise. I love those with the crop top that just, barely
the
overlapped.
peplum or whatever.
Oh yeah, and peplum shirts. So that a lot of change there. And then when we moved, so I had 2 years of college left after we got married. Then graduated and we moved a couple years later to Atlanta. That's when we were like, really on our own.
Yeah.
And I remember selling all my clothes online, like everything, and starting fresh. Like not literally everything, but just try, because I wanted, I don't know, something different.
Yeah.
And I still feel like I'm trying to find that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Sydney and I have talked about this quite a bit, especially since you've had, like, sweet babies. Like, you've talked about how, like, what is my style?
I have no
those
idea.
sort of things. Yeah. But I feel like we have that, you still have that base of, like, you seem to be very attracted to that, like, vintage silhouette. When I think Sydney, and I think, like, the kind of 50s, like...
Yeah, I do too, actually.
That cut of a dress. And I think it works and looks particularly very good on your body. So it's not just that you, I know, like it, but I also think it does serve and suit your body quite well. That's a for what it's worth statement, I guess, but kind of a Marvelous Mrs. Maisel look. I mean, truly, like,
I agree.
that size and everything, like the size and look and build and everything, I think is, like, just great, which is why I think, like, I'm okay with a few 50s things, like I've worn for, dress-up days at school or something. And it's just a flattering cut for the most part in general, because it's kind of more like, not hourglass, but, it's trying, is that what we call
like
that?
trying to give that illusion.
Yeah, and so obviously it can do some things for you. But I do think being so tall, like, for me, it never looked like, oh, that's like the perfect cut on you. So when I see it done well with someone a bit shorter, I'm like, oh, yeah, that looks so good.
We had that experience at Walmart. You and I, we tried out matching stuff a couple of times, and it was so interesting because it was like what I thought was gonna not look good on me, but look amazing on Amy. It went the opposite way, and it was like, oh yeah, that's not the dress for Amy, but it's one of my favorite dresses. And then vice versa. Then
I know she looks so good.
And it was like, oh, I thought I was going to love it. And it was like, no, this does not look good on me, but it looked like great on you. And it's like, it's so like, that was such a like eye-opening experience. I think probably for both of us.
Interesting.
It really was. Cause truly like, walking around. Cause I think in the store before that, maybe there was something that you would put on something just kind of over your clothes loosely to see like, oh, I wonder if this would work. Cause it was like a thrift store or something. And it wasn't you know, so just really quickly. And you were like, and it was cool. Cause she, if I can say this about you, like she put it on, kind of went, no, like absolutely not for my body. But she's like, yeah. She just kind of like shrugged very confidently and was just like, yeah, this wasn't meant for my body. Like, that's fine. Like, not a big deal. And I was like, oh, that's like very healthy and normal. Yeah. Like, this just doesn't serve my body. Well, I know. But it still was like, oh, that's so healthy. And then we go to the next store thinking that if you look like tall and relatively thin, I gotta work through some stuff, guys. When you look at that, you might expect a certain expectation or a certain like story to emerge from the Walmart. But yeah, like you said, like we tried them on. And I mean, it was tough. Like, in that dress. It looked so bad on me. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Not just interesting. It's like, everything looks good on me. Everything looks normally okay. There's certain ones look better. This was all wrong in so many ways. And it was such a funny, because we both are like, no, but you got to get it, because you look so good, dude. And she's like, I know. Like, I'm getting this. I was like, great. Sorry we can't match dresses. I'm so sorry. But, like, that just is the way that it has to go. But, yeah. Because, I think... high school to college, like, again, I'm still at home. I didn't actually, like, move away for school, so I'm still, like, commuting and stuff, and still, have no money. And I remember there was a time I didn't wear denim for, I don't know. Not 10 years, but what felt like a long time. I was just not 10. It would have been maybe 5 years.
Denim. Even now, I'm like, I don't know if seen you actively choose denim.
Isn't that interesting? And it's in part because the jeans we had growing up were the low rise and then like skinny, which is fine, but I just got to a point where I'm like, oh, this is just not what I want. And then I always felt like jeans were actually kind of like constricting and not super comfortable. People would be like, oh, jeans, I love just slipping into my pair of jeans. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I would be wearing at the time a ton of like the really, really stretchy maxi skirts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I still have a black and a navy that I still wear all the time because you can just throw it on, you know, high-waisted or whatever. It's all kind of relative. It just kind of falls where it'll fall. And you can do a t-shirt in there. You can tuck a t-shirt in. You can do whatever. Or like something a little bit cuter, but or more dressy or something for church, I guess. But yeah, and then I became a teacher, and you can't, for the last 10 years of my career, you couldn't really wear jeans. Like every now and then you get a quote-unquote jean day. And so... Anyway, so it just wasn't a part of it. But now at my new school, we're allowed to wear jeans. So I mean, I've got more denim in the last year or two than I've had in the last 15 years or something. So now I'm like, oh, a nice pair of this. Like, that looks, you know, jeans look really nice. But
I don't want to cut off into your history, but as you're talking about pants, especially when husband Sean and I were early married, I would start to wear some printed pants, and he would literally call them Amy pants.
That's
so funny. Like Amy pants because and it was like the first time you put it out.
I never wore jeans.
Yeah, and you do.
Yeah, never.
You wear great, like flowy, fun pattern, double pattern. Like you, and I've kind of slowly moved that way into flowy pants, and like, of course, if it's high waisted and flowy, I'm there for it. But it was so funny when he pointed it out, because I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, she does wear pants like that, like kind of all the time. Yeah.
That's a great point. That's a great point from husband Sean. Yeah, I think that, totally makes sense. I'm truly just getting, actually this year before Ireland, I've got the most neutrals of colors that I've ever got. It's very strange, where I'm like, oh, but then I want... Oh, which leads me to, okay, I sent both of you. Now, I know Amanda has, very short. Okay, I was like, it's okay if you need to choose which one of these, and I sent you a video as well of, like, this, like, stylist girl I found on Instagram literally yesterday. Do I have her name in front of me? I don't, but we should plug her later, because I don't know how you felt about it, but basically she approaches like style in what I thought was an interesting way that might help you as well with your journey for stylehood. And she said the 3 C's. Now, do we know what they are? Comfort,
creativity
is the third one. Confidence. Yeah. So she said basically like to test your style, or to test and find gaps perhaps in your wardrobe style, like find 5 pieces of your comfiest clothes, but they can't be like sweats. Like, it needs to be like you would wear this out and about and feel decent about. Comfiest 5 top outfits, top 5 creative, like you just feel particularly like, woo, this is kind of fun. Creative pieces, 5 pieces, and then confident. Like, I feel really confident in these, whatever. And so then start to evaluate like the textures, the colors, the types of cut in each of those categories, and then evaluate like basically if you have any holes. So it's like, oh, I feel super confident in this, but I don't have anything else remotely like this thing. Maybe I need to get a few more pieces in this, and whatever that looks like. Anyway, I don't know if that's interesting at all. She was really interesting talking about it, I thought, and she had visuals. But
she was interesting, and I liked the way, again, she kind of just talked about clothes, like, just matter-of-factly. It wasn't, like, necessarily, like, how you should look or how an outfit should go, and more so, like, and then trying to encourage, like, okay, so you have an outfit that, like, is 60% confidence and 40% comfort, like, maybe then add in a little bit of creativity somewhere, because you're kind of missing that 3rd C sort of thing, and, like, maybe sacrifice a little bit of comfort for a dash of creativity or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting way. And I will say, one of the ways that I feel like when I see myself or my style now is when we're packing for a trip. Because you pack your favorites and you pack your reliables, and I'm like, oh no. Everything is hunter green, black or white or beige. Yeah. And, like, all of a sudden you see all of your stuff all laid out on the bed, and you're like, oh, boy, everything is, like, one of these 3 things.
Yeah, and so that's what I wondered if it resonated with you at all, because I know, not that you don't, because I think we've talked about fashion stuff before, Amanda and I have before, but I wondered how much down the rabbit hole you get to think, because I don't know that you and I have talked about how much we care about that. Like, do you care about quote unquote fashion, or are you more like, oh, I want to be fashionable, or is it like more of an approach? Because I like what she said. This girl that we were talking about that I'm referring to, that I sent a reel to both of them, is like, the goal is not, first of all, prideful.
Yeah.
It's not that, and it's not about look at me, and it's not about like I want to be the stylish person. The goal of it was like, how do you find the best combination for yourself of confident, comfortable, and creative? What does that look like for you so that you can feel good in what you wear? And then if you feel good in what you wear, that can truly affect how you
it was less like
do
the
your
outfit
day to day. I really liked that.
The outfit should go like this, or you should look like this. I liked kind of like releasing that. I feel like, no, I am not concerned with being fashionable. I don't think that would be something I like just identify with. But I will say, like, as I've gotten older and I'm just, like more confident in myself, I just have found like, particular cuts I do. Like, I feel like I like a high-waisted flowy pant with a tight, not tight, but like a crop, like fitted, not flowy shirt. You know, like flowy on the bottom, fitted on the top. And I feel comfortable and confident in that.
Balance.
And then I see most of my stuff is like I'm around other, specifically like mothers who are in very similar like phases of life and stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, that looks really good on her. And she looks great. And so I'm like, oh, maybe I will give, guys, I'm wearing a jumpsuit, okay? A one piece. Never.
Wow.
But it was like,
those are very fun.
They are, but I never felt like, I can pull that off. But I saw a few enough of
sure
like
you
other
could,
moms doing it. Yeah, and it was like, And so I've had a few of those, like, in the last few years where it's, like, seeing other women in my phase of life wearing certain things, like, and then I'm like, oh, okay, and I will have the confidence to, like, give that a try sort of thing. But it's never been because, like, I want to be fashionable. It's more like I'm inspired by other, like, women that I'm like, oh, maybe I could do that, too, sort of thing. So I'm still kind of walking out of that, like, fashion's not for me. My body doesn't fit into quote-unquote fashion, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I'm like, that's very, very beautiful. And I'm like, I do care about fashion.
You're like, fashion is my life.
Fashion. It's called fashion. Look it up. No, that's so interesting. No, I just like it. Not like I have to because of status, because of blah, blah, blah. I just genuinely am like, oh, this is so fun. Now, is it so fun because of growing up tall and thin? Probably. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that probably helps the cause.
But you view the world through a creative lens that, again, I don't carry. So, yeah, like, you aesthetically like the way things
I don't
look.
care, is what I thought you were going to say.
No, like, I feel like you see something and it literally sparks something inside of you, and
it does.
It's beautiful.
No, it does. And even to wear on others, too. Like, not in a, like, you should be wearing this, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that. I constantly think, like, I want for you to have, I feel like you'll feel better and your best if we put you with this color. I want to see you at this cut. Like, she wants a
montage makeover.
That's one of my questions.
Okay, go ahead.
One of my questions is, if you, and you can name names, if you could, this is going to sound bad, but this is my question. It is what it is. If you could give anyone a makeover.
Oh.
Not makeover like the way that they look is bad or something like that, but I mean truly clothing. Like, you have unlimited funds and you can dress them however you want, and you have all the money and whatever else, who would you choose? Amanda's face is not ticked, but she's like,
literally
what?
So confused because that never, ever. I mean,
what?
Myself. That's all I can. I'm like, no,
put me on what not to wear.
The thought of me doing it to myself is very stressful, let alone, no one.
What? Really? Okay, what do you think?
Same. I can't.
I feel so isolated.
No, it's just...
Really? That is so... Because I thought, certainly we'll all have a few that immediately come to mind.
Okay, Amy, who are yours?
So many.
My mom.
No, actually Dad, but Dad's up there. But no, I want brother-in-law Sean.
Okay, sure. He has
If
very specific.
I had an unlimited budget and he had to wear whatever, and Amber can come too, like his wife. That's fine. But like, he doesn't dress poorly, by the way. He dresses great. He dresses fine. But he so deeply does not care about fashion because he's, you know, a man or whatever. But I just am like, no, I want to see you in this paired with this, because right now you look great. You could look, I think, with my help, even better. And that is shocking because I think, you know, prepare to eye roll, brother-in-law Sean, but I think he looks very nice all the time. But I just feel like if I could get something tailored just a little tiny bit for him, I mean, I would love the things I could do. Yeah, that I feel that deeply.
So maybe
I don't know.
I feel like this note.
Actually most of the men at church, I would love. And it's not that they don't dress poorly. I just would love to see them get out of their comfort zones just slightly.
Sure.
I would not put brother-in-law Sean in a scarf. He doesn't believe in scarves for a man. But just, I don't know. There's just basic things. And so I do feel like I really love giving gifts. It's one of my love languages, I think, maybe, or something. I don't know, but I'm pretty positive because I do love giving them. But older brother Sean, I mean, at the feast and different things, I get a few really solid pieces for him, and I will say that they are in his constant rotation. I'm always like, you look great. I know. I'm like, that is the perfect little, you know, shirt for you or whatever. You just look so handsome. So that's what I'd like to do with You look so precious. That's what I'd like to do. I think brother-in-law Sean is the one that comes to mind because he's so actively against caring about fashion. I think it would be nice to give him like... Now, that's not always true. He has a jacket that he loves that he feels like... It's like Michael Scott when he wears his jeans. And there's like Michael in those jeans. Like he just feels really confident in those. He has like a Cobra Kai jacket that he really likes. So he definitely has pieces. But that's the thing. I'm like, you see? It's fun when you feel good about what you're wearing, and I think that could happen even more often.
What I'm hearing
he would
from
never
you
let
is
me.
Passion.
Yeah.
Like a directed, like, because Sydney and I are not, like, relating necessarily on that desire. So I just think it's fun to note that, like, you know, keep it in your back metaphorical pocket. Like, it's just, like, that's something that, like, clearly is not... Yeah. It's a passion that,
and I thought about it 100 times.
Purpose. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, you're not, like, the driving force behind it. It's just, like, something you can't stop thinking about. And that's just so interesting. Yes. That's, like, not on my horizon at all. But it's so just, like, I don't know.
And not on hers either. This is fantastic.
But it is. You know, like, it's, you know, just something to put in the back pocket. Yield, flowy pants pocket, you know?
Okay. You have reached the end to part 1 of fashion. Fashion. We had to do 2 parts because we had so much to talk about. Listeners, we recorded for so long, and then at a certain point someone said the word prom. You'll hear it in part 2, but it unlocked some people within us. So yeah, listeners, enjoy part 2. Part 2 will be coming to you shortly, but enjoy. We love you. Bye.